Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. In the previous video we talked about the CB7, that we were bagging this up when we did the flash arc exhaust setup and everything on it. And at the end of that video we showed the car laying down, airing out, all that. This video we're going to go over the bag setup on the car, what bags are on it, what kit is it, where we got the kit, well, where Russell got the kit from and everything for the car. Not my department. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm the performance guy, so he's the stance guy that knows all the fitment stuff like that. I don't. You want me to build you an engine or do some porting work or build you an exhaust or whatever, I got you. But stuff like this, he's the one that knows it about it. So I guess we'll jump right into it. We'll show you everything that we can show you and talk about what it is. What is it?
Basically, I'm just gonna go with the whole setup of what it is. It's bagged, of course. Yeah. We'll start with the trunk. It's a Viair 454, I think is what is the compressor on it, and then just the world's cheapest air tank that you can get with the kit. So basically all it is on this car is a TrueHeart kit that you can buy for these cars. It's like maybe $1,900 something for the whole kit. It comes with struts, tank, compressors, fittings, pressure switch, management, line, everything you need to bag it. I didn't even actually use half the roll of line for this thing.
Yeah, I think there's still a bunch.
Yeah, I have a whole roll in the back seat still.
Yeah, there's still a whole bunch of it there.
But basically, very easy bolt-on setup for cars. Cars are strut cars instead of like a mini truck where you actually have to make brackets and do all that.
Yeah, do so like 4-link setup and.
Yeah, on these it's literally just a bolt-in strut like a coilover, but it's a bag. I don't know if you can see it up in there, but I got pictures I'll send to him.
You can see right there. Oh no, it got dark. You can kind of see it all right there. Overlay a picture of the kit that he has on the car. Like you said, it's pretty much bag on strut. Yeah, is what they call it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a bag over coil, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, bag over coil, where it's a TrueHeart strut and everything with a bag on it.
Pretty much.
Like I said, I'll overlay a picture of the kit that's on the car. Since
we're talking about the car, I might as well go over everything that's been done suspension wise. So the rear, these wheels are 18 by
18?
Or sorry, 15 by 8s with a +0 offset. So it's a 0 offset on it.
And they're MST wheels, right?
They are MSTs, these are. There's another brand, XXR, that makes these same wheels too, but these are the actual MST ones. And then the upper control arms are just whatever cheap camber arm I can get with an angle on it, because when it goes so low on these, the control arm likes to smack the spindle and max out and break in half, because I figured that out on this thing.
And you guys seen a picture of that? If not, here it is again.
So I've got them camber arms on the front, or on the rear. I've got them cut and shortened so that it'll get, I think it's running -8 at the static setup. I don't know what it is aired out right now.
I would say it's damn near 10 or 12.
It's probably around 10, yeah. And then I got some cheap eBay tow arms on the rear so I can align it. Other than that, the rear's really, that's it.
Wrapped in Acceleras.
Yeah, I got the world's cheapest tires along with the world's cheapest camber arms.
And it's got tow arms on it, right?
Yep.
Adjustable tow arms too.
Which I bought them secondhand off some guy, so they're a little rusty and stuff, but they work good.
Facebook Marketplace special.
Then we'll go to the management while we're standing right here next to it. My car is dirty.
Couple water bottles, it's dirty.
It's dirty. But the management is really just a gauge for the front and the rear, and then a switch for the front and the rear. This one is a teed off setup, which is not really ideal to have, because when you take turns, air can transfer bag to bag. So if you ain't got it aired up all the way, it'll lean, and you can feel it, and you can watch it when I air it out that it leans to one side. I'm going to change that though.
Sometimes it does it.
Yeah, it does it when you go up too, which I'm changing it to having a switch for each corner. But this is just the cheap get started setup kind of thing.
And I think we mentioned that in a previous video too.
Yeah.
When we did camber arms and tow arms on the CG5 Accord.
Yeah, I think we did.
So this video, I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Check it out after this video.
But basically that's about it. My front is completely stock besides the bag strut.
Yeah.
At the moment. Depending on what style I end up 100% going with on this car, depends on if it gets cambered.
But yeah.
That's really about all that's on this car. It's not a whole lot, but it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Which this car is also a 90, but it has a 93 front clip and trunk stuff on it.
If you guys remember in, I think one of the first videos we did on this car, we had issues with, we were gonna do the, what was it?
We were trying to do the valve.
The valve guide seals.
Yeah, valve guide seals, valve seals, whatever.
We noticed that one of the cam was messed up and it had warpage in the, or not warpage, but grooves in the head and everything. And so he went, I think like 2 days later, we went and picked up a complete shell, well, a complete car that sat for like, what, 8 years, something like that?
No, it was like since 2011. So I think it was like around 15 years that car sat. So
15 years the car sat and everything, and picked up a complete car for, I think it was like $300 or something, 350 bucks.
350, I think is what
350 bucks for a complete car. And that one was a 93 10th anniversary car. And he just pulled the front clip off that car because it was in better shape, and the trunk, because this trunk had the wing on it and everything, so, and it was cleaner.
The other trunk also had like this
a lot of
weird
rust right here.
Sticker right here that had rusted through the paint and all that, so I didn't like that too good.
That, and then I believe the door molding's off the 93, the mirror's off the 93, because they had black mirrors on this originally.
Well, it had one black and one white.
Oh yeah, it was one black, one white. The whole front clip off this car is from the 93.
It's also got the head off the 93.
Yeah, and then we started doing work on it. I started making a video and everything. We took it apart and rebuilt the head and everything for it.
We'll pop it.
And started putting all this head together with the new head on it, because I believe it locked up on you, right?
No, it dropped the cylinder.
It dropped a cylinder.
And we couldn't figure out why.
We lost compression in the cylinder and we couldn't figure it out and stuff. And he was close to my house, so he just drove the car up here, and we pulled the valve cover and we saw what happened, and we kind of tore it apart and everything. I actually have clips of all that stuff, of us doing all that. I didn't record all of it because it got to the point where it was, I think this was like in December or something like that, or January.
It was cold.
And it was, yeah, it was like below almost zero. So I think it was like 3 or 4 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was freezing
during the daytime. So we just got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm not recording no more. I just want to get this done. So I'll insert some of those clips in here at the end of this video, just so you guys can see that footage and stuff, you know, and it's not just lost footage, you know, because I know there's people that are here for the Accord stuff, because that's kind of what I deal with, and he's starting to get into them too. Yeah. He keeps sending me pictures, like anytime he's driving around, he finds a new car, he's like, oh, look what I found, and he's like, we should get this, and
trying to save the abandoned Hondas.
Yes, and I've always been about it. So I'll insert, should we insert pictures of those, or should we wait?
We'll wait on it to see if I can get them or not.
Okay.
That's the real thing.
Well, we'll wait, and if we don't get them, we'll show you in another video of what they are.
But if we get them, we'll just make videos of them and show you anyway.
Yeah. So
instead of just pictures.
Yeah, here's the engine bay. You guys saw earlier clips of us doing this here. We're just bored, you know. So
why not?
So yeah, here's the engine bay now. He's pretty much pinking everything out on it. Like I said, this car is totally different than traditionally what we do, you know. So we're trying to get a set of headers for it, or a header for it. So if anyone has a header that will fit the F22A,
preferably 4 to 2 to 1.
Yeah, which is the most common, will be 421. So Instagram right here, and let us know, because we need one for it, and then it'll be full exhaust. And then we have off the 93 the head, well, the whole complete head setup off this from the 93, and then we have the intake from the 93 that we're gonna clean up and port and everything for it. And he just recently pulled the block and everything out of the other car and took it apart.
Yep.
That we're gonna go through all that, rebuild it, and I believe we're going to from an 85 to 86 mil, and we're gonna be running F23 crank and stuff in it. So it'll be a board. It'll be an F22 stroker in a sense. All motor F22 stroker, ported intake, and full bolts on.
The thing is, I don't know if it's going in this car if I get that other one.
Yes.
If I get the other one, it'll go in that.
Yeah. So the other car that we're, not the 93.
Not that one. That one's
a different. It is still a CB chassis. It is another CB.
Yeah.
And ironically, it's a white car too. Mm-hmm. So all three of them will be white.
Will be taffeta white.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
So, but this this car here being a 90s is OBD0. Oh, zero. The 93 is OBD1. So when we get that other engine done and put in this whole car is going to be converted to OBD1.
Yes.
So it'll be OBD1, and then we'll put it on a Honda, or we'll probably just do a chipped ECU just because
Not gonna be making.
we're not going for power for this car. So we don't need to have a Honda. A chipped ECU, you know, is more than enough because we just want it to clean it up, and mainly a two-step thing on it to shoot some flames and have fun with, you know, some pops and bangs. That's really it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we'll show it laid out and everything. Like I said, the other engine or a block that came out of the 93, we'll go through that one and pretty much get it bored out, and we'll run F23 internals in it. Most likely it's gonna have stock internals though. Stock rod, stock piston, stock crank. Well, clearly the crank, but stock rods and pistons. The only thing we'll probably do is a built head. Do like a 272 or 282 cam with springs and retainers. And that's probably it with the ported intake. And then when we go to take this out, or depends if we get one of the other cars or what happens, but this head will get ported as well, unless we can find another head and stuff. Well, that one that has a head,
Yeah, it does.
because if
It's a complete car. That one is.
that's a different video. So
I'll give you a hint. It's only got 97,000 miles, but it's been sitting for 11 years.
yeah, so this car was sitting and brought it back, and this car actually used to be an old mail car in the, what was it, like the mid 90s or something, was it?
Something around there, maybe like
Mid 90s, early 2000s.
something like that. Yeah.
And this thing has almost 400,000 miles on it. This block has what, like 350 some thousand?
I think it's 354,000 on it right now.
So the head, we pretty much rebuilt the head. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much the plan. The car will be going OBD1, F22 stroker. That's pretty much it. So F22 stroker. I know ideally the end game with this will be, for the engine setup, is to put on ITBs.
Yeah.
If we could find a set of ITBs when we're, I mean, if they come up now for a good price, we'll pick them up. But that setup won't happen until the engine is put together and ready to get put in.
And if we can't find any at all, there's a plan to build some. So
Yeah.
it'll have them either way. It's just, are they going to be legit or are they going to be built?
Yeah. Which there's a couple companies that I can reach out to that sells ITBs for like K series and H22s. And all you have to do is an adapter plate to make them work. So there's just time, money, and things, you know. There's a lot more that needs to be done on this car, a lot more that has to be done on the CG. And I have another car that I need to start working on and introduce to the channel. But yeah, other than that, I mean, car's done. It's a running, driving car and bagged, you know. So we told you it was gonna be bagged. There it is, it's bagged, you know. Alright guys, so that's it. That's the update, I guess, or showing you guys the back setup on the CB7. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys want to see more on this car. There's a lot more to come on it. The car is going to be we're going to probably put it on 17s. We're going to test fit my wife's wheels on it, the 17s, to see how it rides and looks and lays with the bags on 17s. I know those are 17 by 9s, and I know from what I've been told and been reading that trying to get 9s on a CB is really hard. We'll see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and with the progress on this car, and let me know if you guys want to see more on the engine build stuff or what else on this car, and do what we can to make a video on it. So that being said guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out and God bless.